Good morning. First of all, I want to make an introduction of our company, which is smaller than CAMSA and DuPont, and maybe some of you are not aware of what is our business. Well, IDESA was founded 25 years ago. It was in 2014, 4 years ago, it was acquired by the Grupo Daniel Alonso. Now Grupo Daniel Alonso is the major shareholder of the company. And in the slide, there are the main numbers of the 2016 exercise. Our turnover as a group is greater than 370 million euro, and our company, IDESA, had a turnover of 68 million euro. We are more than 1,500 employees in different facilities in 3 continents. And in this case, we are more than 350 employees, which are based here in Asturias, all of them. As I said, the group has facilities in more countries than in Spain. Here in Europe, which is concentrated, most of them, mainly in Spain, but also in Russia. No? Well, the group is opening now a plant in Russia dedicated to onshore windmill towers. In America, there are 2 facilities, one in Mexico and another one in Brazil. And in Asia, there's another one in India. All of them, America and Asia, are also dedicated to the production of onshore windmill towers. In Asia, it's located in the west coast of India. This is a brief organigram of the main companies of the group. Wind Renewables is the bigger one. Their business is mainly the production for the wind sector, onshore and offshore. And in the case of IDESA, which is the second one in size, our core business is the oil and gas sector. Since the beginning of the company, we are suppliers of the main EPC contractors and the main owners in the oil and gas sector, mainly for the downstream business, for refineries, petrochemical plants. And the type of products that we deliver, well, some of them are shown in the screen. No? Coke drums, which is a key component in a refinery for the production of coke from the bottom of the barrel. These are very exigent vessels. FCC units, we are able to supply the main vessels of an FCC unit, the reactor, the regenerator, the third stage separator. Also very demanding vessels because they work at a very high temperature, they have refractory lining, and there are not many manufacturers able to do this type of equipment. FCK units, we supply also the main vessels for this type of units, the heater, the reactor, the gasifier. The gasifier is the one that you see on the screen. This vessel has 70 meters in diameter. And there are not many units in the world, there are only 7, but the last 2 ones were manufactured by IDESA. Other type of components are columns, reactors, drums. We manufacture also tanks, storage tanks, including the prefabrication and also the assembly at field. Autoclaves for the aeronautic industry. The one shown in the picture is an autoclave of the Airbus plant here in Spain, in Illescas, in Toledo. Silos, and also modular components that includes not only pressure vessels, but also piping, instrumentation, electrical components. We are able also to design and manufacture these complete modules or skids. Other business lines that we have are what we call industrial plants, which is focused in the oil and gas also, for turnaround services, for construction of modules and their assembly at field, tank projects, the assembly of tanks also at field, and the construction or the completion of vessels, different type of vessels in the refineries or in the petrochemical plants. And the other business line that we are also present, mainly with our sister company, Wind Renovables, is for the construction of offshore structures, offshore foundations. The ones that you see in the picture are transition pieces, which is the piece between the tower and the foundation, which is piled in the sea, in the sea floor, in the seabed, and we in the last 2 years we supply this type of components for 2 windmill farms in Germany. We also manufacture other type of foundations like piles or components of jackets, and also is marine energy, but focus on the oil and gas are the subsea structures that are also in our portfolio. These are some of our clients. Most of them are owners in the oil and gas sector or EPC contractors or electrical companies all throughout the world. Here we have some figures of our company. As I said, we are about 350 employees just now in the company. We have 3 main workshops which are located in Avilés, in the Pepa industrial area. We have manufactured in our history more than 5,000 equipment for the oil and gas and the offshore windmill farms sector. And one of the drivers of the company since the creation of the company is the exportation. About 95% of our production is outside Spain, and in fact we have delivered more than equipment for more than 40 different countries in the 5 continents. Where we are in Asturias. Our headquarters, our office is here in Gijón, in this park, in the Parque Científico Tecnológico de Cabueñes. And our shops, as I said, they are in Avilés, in the Pepa. This is a photograph of our office here in Cabueñes, and this is a aerial photograph of our shops, which are in a very short distance, all of them. And a key point for us is what the arrow shows. We have a direct access to the port, which is very important for us because we supply very big components, and to be close to the port of Avilés is a key point for us. This is the reason why we opt just in the past for this location. After this brief summary of our company, I'm going to present our challenge for this program, which is the development of a software for weld tracking. In our manufacturing process, welding is one of our main special processes, with others like forming, rolling, or heat treatment. For us, it's a need to have a system to track all of our weld activities from the beginning to the end, in terms of traceability of materials. The base materials that we use, steel plate, pipe, whatever, forge, but also the welding consumables that we use when we make the welding of these materials. It's also important to have a record of all the procedures involved in this process, and all the staff, all the personnel, which is also involved in these activities. And the third point is to have a control of their performance, in terms of the defectology trend and the rates, in terms of quality of the production. Some data that we have to collect and also to manage is the base material and the welding consumables identification. This is something which is key, as also is what's said by CAPSA, the traceability of the product. For us is also a key point. The identification of the features, the welders, and the inspectors that are involved in the whole process. Gracias. This is something that we have also to obtain and to manage. The procedures used in the welding and the non-destructive examination of this welding, the testing of this welding, to know if the welding is satisfactory or not, depending on the standards and the client requirements. And also a key point is to have a clear data of the date and time of the start and end of operation in each of these activities. So these are the main data that we need to collect, but it's not excluding. We can obtain more than are interesting for our analysis. Well, this is an exhibit, a format of a live project that we have, that with the information that we have to supply to the client. And some of the topics that I mentioned are sound there. No? The welder identification, the welding procedure specification use, the filler material, which is the welding consumable, the start and end of the activity, and also the report numbers for the different testing that are made to these weldings. Well, this is a minimum. This is a minimum information that we have to obtain and also to report to our clients. But for our process, for our system, it's also interesting to have more information about that. So this is an example of minimum, but we would like to have more data that could be obtained and analyzed. Well, which are the main requirements that we need for this software of this application? Well, it depends how we want to call it. It should be linked to our ERP system. At present, we have an ERP system where we have different formats in Excel, PDF. Some of them are taken even manually. So most of them are uploaded in our ERP. And this data should be taken from the ERP to be managed by this software. Also, the the way how to collect this data is something that we want to improve with this challenge. Of course, this software of this application should be user-friendly. We need that can be accessed and edit with tables, with tablets, with smartphones, in the workshop floor, because it's where the people is working. No? So we are in another project that also IDEPA is helping us. We are now developing the infrastructure in the shop to have Wi-Fi connection and a big data platform, also to improve this point. No? And of course, will be linked also with this challenge. We need that this software should be fast, should be reliable, and available for edition and reading by multiple users, because most of these 350 employees will have access to them and can work with it. Nothing else. So thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions.